And for more about the Tunisian votes on the new constitution, I am joined live via Skype by Abdennour Toumi, journalist and Maghreb studies expert at Orsam from France. Thank you for being with us, Mr. Abdennour Toumi. First, how do you expect the results of the referendum on the new constitution to be reflected on the political scene in Tunisia?
Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for having me. Yes, the outcome of yesterday's election actually has put Tunisia in an uncertain way for the near future, because now the country looks more divided than it was a year ago in light of the decision of President Kais Saied to freeze the constitution and fire the Mshishi government. But it took 1 year for the opposition to, let's say, settle or prepare for this day that they didn't take the President Kais Saied decision seriously. It took them a month to realize that things are, he is serious about his, what he calls it, reform or review the adjustment and revolution goals. And therefore, he set a new dynamic and institutional imperatives that will help him, President Kais Saied, to eventually get a new majority and be able to lead in the future. So here we are today in this, again, uncertainty, and because knowing that Tunisia's political parties have, maybe I can put it in the past now, they had that tradition for being active and also, let's say, believing in the democratic process. Even before the fall of President Zine Abidine Ben Ali following the Adjustment Revolution in 2011. And that ray of hope that was sent to the entire MENA region, coming from what we used to call it the Tunisian exceptionalism. Today, this Tunisian exceptionalism is no longer valid, and Tunisia now is in entered again a stage of uncertainty and
Understood, Mr. Abdennour Toumi. And President Kais Saied stated that the next step would be to put in place an electoral law that would change the shape of the old elections. What does that mean exactly?
And indeed, this will follow, his roadmap, institutional roadmap for this. Yesterday he started to have a constitution, and therefore he needs, again, a legal frame that will help him to process this reform institutional, meaning by this establishing a new institutional system or a constitutional system that doesn't look like it was before, that semi-parliamentarian regime or system that didn't work. So now he is going forward to establish a clear presidential system that will give him a simple majority. Then he will appoint a prime minister, that he will follow his policies or his, again, public policies and so on. But the question here, what's the role of the political parties? And don't forget, President Kais Saied himself, he doesn't belong to a political party. Does he need to create now a political party, or he will continue in his, again, aggressive push toward the political parties that I believe he doesn't believe too much in those political parties. Maybe he can destabilize and destabilize them further, and then go in what he called it a participative democracy, and therefore local democracy, that he will enhance his legitimacy vis-a-vis the masses, that the majority of them voted for the constitution that he established yesterday.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abdennour Toumi, for all these clarifications. Abdennour Toumi, journalist and Maghreb studies expert at Orsam, was live with us from France.